You know, it's a very special thing to feel the best you have felt in a very long time, because you can't ignore it, you can't miss it or fail to see it, because what are you trying to do nearly all of the time? You're trying to feel good within yourself. And so on this path, when it actually happens for you, you get curious. You start asking questions. You ask, what is responsible for my heightened state and experience right now? And after getting in tune with yourself, you realize that the answer is obvious. It is your retained, transmuted, powerful energy accompanied by an inspired lifestyle. This is what makes you feel like $1,000,000. You feel so worthy, so awake, so ready to let your energy speak and pour out of you. You're ready to let it surprise you and show you things that you might not have done before or maybe were afraid to do in the past. You're ready to let your energy slip you into the present moment and just completely run your life. This is the way to feel like $1,000,000, more so than it is to actually have $1,000,000. Because understand this, you're not ever looking for a fact, like I have $1,000,000. No, you're looking for a feeling. A profound feeling of heightened energy and life force. It's the same feeling that you imagine the $1,000,000 would provide you with. And yet you get to feel like this for free by retaining and by living wisely. Try to open your mind to the possibility that you would much rather feel on top of the world than you would with $1,000,000. Because understand this, money is empty. Money is void. It is us who projects meaning and value onto money, which gives it its power to buy us opportunities and experiences. But here's the thing, what if you could instead give yourself similar opportunities and experiences, but instead of just lazily buying them outright, imagine matching with them vibrationally. Imagine attracting them into your life because your inner experience is so magnetic and abundant. Know that however you feel inside pulls in and draws in things that are of a similar vibration to you. And on retention, if you feel like $1,000,000, the universe is not going to miss that, right? Now, are you suddenly going to get loads of money or external success out of nowhere? No, not necessarily. But what you will have is a powerful vibration and a powerful frequency to work with in sparking potential in your life. I also want you to know that feeling and perspective is king. And in a certain sense, it's all you really have. In that, if you were handed $1,000,000 but you didn't feel good inside or you didn't have the right perspective, that money would not cheer you up. That money would be filtered through the lower feeling and the lower experience that you're having, making it a dissatisfactory thing. It would not seem like $1,000,000 because your internal state does not match your projected or imagined feeling of $1,000,000. Whereas if you're feeling like the man on retention and you're just given $100, you might feel on top of the world because you already feel abundant. This cash is just a small reminder or a small expression of the abundance that you have within. You don't actually need things outside of you to remind you of who you are and the abundance that you hold. Retaining and feeling like $1,000,000 shows to you that it's all possible. Because again, you're only ever looking for the feeling. The fact of having $1,000,000 without the exhilaration or the excitement doesn't mean much at all to you, not emotionally at least. You want the feeling. And when you realize that you've already been able to access the feeling, you see that whatever your goal is, it is possible for you because you've already felt what it's like to have it or to be it. Whatever your goal is, it won't be unusual when you get it because you've embodied the right vibrational frequency for such a long time. This is the secret to and how you truly do manifestation work in your life, especially with semen retention. Feeling like $1,000,000 on retention also happens because your self-respect is through the roof. It's very hard not to respect yourself on this path because the energy that you build up for yourself when retaining, it never fails to influence the way that you think about yourself, both consciously and subconsciously. And this is powerful because you will start seeing yourself do things which you might not even recognize. And again, these things, they seem to be sourced from this deep unconscious self-respect that you have. And this makes you relax and trust in your own flow, meaning you can act and you can just trust in your own present moment connection and energy to do whatever you need to do. Retaining and feeling like the best you felt in a very long time also improves your life because you're better able to help the people around you. In a certain sense, because you have already helped yourself, it's much easier to help others. You can experience increased warmth toward people, increased interest in people, increased patience with people, and also just more positivity in your life and in your interactions and relationships. This is a very normal thing because you've got all of that energy to use. Of course, this is going to be the case because you have lots of energy to give and lots of energy to share. And the good thing about this one is that being loving will fulfill you more than most things in life. So definitely use this energy for love and it will repay you massively. To wrap up, remember these two really important things to make sure that you're doing this work properly. So number one, you want to break through, meaning you want to go beyond the 2-week recovery period that your mind tends to go through after you experience an orgasm. This is an important first step, but really, to feel like the best you have felt in a long time, you want to be aiming for something more like 30 plus days and living a clean lifestyle, staying busy, and remaining very positive toward things. This is my recommendation to start feeling increased energy in your life and increased aliveness in your life. Finally, and this is really important, remember that on this path, your experience, it's not going to be perfectly smooth and easy and nice. You'll still feel angry, you'll still feel misunderstood, you'll feel stuck, you'll feel anxious, and maybe even very depressed. Now, this is all relative to your mind and your lifestyle, but remember, this work does not mean you don't feel negative emotions. Sometimes you will feel like $0 or even -$, like you're in debt. Right? Know that that's okay. And remember that on retention, it can be much easier to bounce back and raise your energy and raise your experience once again by being patient and by doing the work. You can feel $1 million definitely on retention, but just know that you'll probably feel like 0 or even less before you get to that point. So keep a big picture perspective and be wise on this path. Keep retaining, and if you enjoyed this video and would like more, then my friend, please do subscribe.